101. Who created the Vitruvian Man drawing? A. Leonardo da Vinci. 102. The Triumph of Death is a painting by A. Peter Bruegel the Elder. 103. Who is known for the Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer? A. Gustav Klimt. 104. The Tower of Babel was painted by A. Peter Bruegel the Elder. 105. Who created the Moses sculpture? A. Michelangelo. 106. The Luncheon on the Grass is a work by A. Edward Manet. 107. Who painted The Laughing Cavalier? A. Frans Hals. 108. The Red Studio is a painting by A. Henri Matisse. 109. Who is known for the Broadway Boogie Woogie painting? A. Pete Mondrian. 110. The Persistence of Memory is a work by A. Salvador Dali. 111. Who painted The Blue Boy? A. Thomas Gainsborough. 112. The School of Athens is a fresco by A. Raphael. 113. Who is known for the number series paintings? A. Jackson Pollock. 114. The 3rd of May 1808 was painted by A. Francisco Goya. 115. Who created the David sculpture? A. Michelangelo. 116. The Raft of the Medusa is a work by A. Theodore Géricault. 117. Who painted The Arnolfini Wedding? A. Jan van Eyck. 118. The Burial of the Count of Orgaz is by A. El Greco. 119. Who is famous for The Ambassadors painting? A. Hans Holbein. 120. The Beheading of St. John the Baptist is a work by A. Caravaggio. 121. Who created the altarpiece of St. Mary's Church? C. Jan van Eyck. 122. Who painted Café Terrace at Night? B. Vincent van Gogh. 123. Who is famous for Mona Lisa's smile? A. Da Vinci. 124. Who created Death and Life? A. Gustav Klimt. 125. Who painted Saint Anne with the Virgin and Child? B. Da Vinci. 126. Who created ukiyo-e? A. Katsushika Hokusai. 127. Who painted The Last Judgment? A. Michelangelo. 128. Who painted Saint Sebastian? B. Caravaggio. 129. Who created Paris street scene? B. Claude Monet. 130. Who is known for the series Christ on the Cross? A. Matthias Grunewald. 131. Who created the Blue Horse series? A. Franz Marc. 132. Who created Olympia? A. Manet. 133. Who painted Self-Portrait? A. Vincent van Gogh. 134. Who painted The Gypsy? A. Francisco Goya. 135. What is another name for Mona Lisa? A. La Gioconda. 136. Who created The Red Vineyard? B. Vincent van Gogh. 137. Who created Madonna and Child? A. Jan van Eyck. 138. Who painted Blue Nude? B. Yves Klein. 139. Who is known for the series The Kiss? A. Gustav Klimt. 140. Who created The School of Athens? A. Raphael. 141. Who painted Jack the Ripper? A. Francis Bacon. 142. Who painted Boats on the Vaz River? A. Claude Monet. 143. Who is known for the Scottish Scenes series? A. George Henry. 144. Who created the Bible Stories series? A. Marc Chagall. 145. Who created The Creation of the Earth? A. Michelangelo. 146. Who painted The Green Dance? A. Henri Matisse. 147. Who painted Mirage on the Alps? A. Caspar David Friedrich. 148. Who created Night Café? A. Vincent van Gogh. 149. Who is known for the Black Spots series? A. Jackson Pollock. 150. Where is the background of Mona Lisa? A. Florenc. 151. Who created Assumption of the Virgin? A. Titian. 152. Who created The Last Supper? A. Da Vinci. 153. Who painted Liberty Leading the People? A. Eugene Delacroix. 154. Who created the Water Lilies series? A. Claude Monet. 155. Who painted Sunflowers? A. Vincent van Gogh. 156. Who is famous for Mona Lisa? A. Da Vinci. 157. Who created Starry Night? A. Vincent van Gogh. 158. Who painted The Scream? A. Edvard Munch. 159. Who created Guernica? A. Pablo Picasso. 160. Who created the sculpture David? A. Michelangelo. 161. Who painted Madonna and Child? A. Raphael. 162. Who is known for the Blue Period? A. Pablo Picasso. 163. Who painted The Blue Boy? A. Thomas Gainsborough. 164. Who created the mural, The School of Athens? A. Raphael. 165. Who is known for the number series paintings? A. Jackson Pollock. 166. Who painted The 3rd of May 1808? A. Francisco Goya. 167. Who created The Raft of the Medusa? A. Theodore Géricault. 168. Who painted The Arnolfini Wedding? A. Jan van Eyck. 169. Who created The Burial of the Count of Orgaz? A. El Greco. 170. Who is famous for the painting The Ambassadors? A. Hans Holbein. 171. Who created The Beheading of St. John the Baptist? A. Caravaggio. 172. Who created the drawing Vitruvian Man? A. Da Vinci. 173. Who painted Triumph of Death? A. Peter Bruegel the Elder. 174. Who is known for Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer? A. Gustav Klimt. 175. Who painted The Tower of Babel? A. Peter Bruegel the Elder. 176. Who created the sculpture Moses? A. Michelangelo. 177. Who created Luncheon on the Grass? A. Edward Manet. 178. Who painted The Laughing Cavalier? A. Frans Hals. 179. Who created The Red Studio? A. Henri Matisse. 180. Who is known for Broadway Boogie Woogie? A. Pete Mondrian. 181. Who created Paris Street, Rainy Day? A. Gustav Keilbach. 182. Who painted Olympia? A. Edward Manet. 183. Who is known for the Large Bathers series? A. Paul Cézanne. 184. Who painted Luncheon on the Grass? A. Edward Manet. 185. Who created The Scream? A. Edvard Munch. 186. Who created Starry Night? A. Vincent van Gogh. 187. Who painted Guernica? A. Pablo Picasso. 188. Who is famous for the Blue Period? A. Pablo Picasso. 189. Who painted The Blue Boy? A. Thomas Gainsborough. 190. Who created the mural The School of Athens? A. Raphael. 191. Who is known for the number series paintings? A. Jackson Pollock. 192. Who painted The 3rd of May 1808? A. Francisco Goya. 193. Who created The Raft of the Medusa? A. Theodore Géricault. 194. Who painted The Arnolfini Wedding? A. Jan van Eyck. 195. Who created The Burial of the Count of Orgaz? A. El Greco. 196. Who is famous for the painting The Ambassadors? A. Hans Holbein. 197. Who created The Beheading of St. John the Baptist? A. Caravaggio. 198. Who created the drawing Vitruvian Man? A. Da Vinci. 199. Who painted Triumph of Death? A. Peter Bruegel the Elder. 200. Who is known for Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer? A. Gustav Klimt.